Was going to go live today, but my guidance told me that I need to serve today. So I'm here. Okay, I was about to do some grooming and self care, and the angels told me to serve, so I'm here. Y'all, I've been getting some synchronicities mm-mm, that is like big red flags. I also have been getting some guidance. First, I want to start with just telling everybody to be careful who you trust. Okay, some of y'all got people that's going back right back to their ways. They might be using you for money, and you may not know. They may be just trying to use you for their addiction. Some of y'all may have got used for some money recently and don't even know that you did. Some of y'all might got a male that may be just trying to get back to hold you up, to cause delays and use you for your money. They may be getting into some addiction or something of that nature. Just be careful who you trust. Somebody may use you for something and then blame the result on you. Okay? Um, I started getting this through my intuition. And then when I went when I went for a walk and I saw a number, and when I looked up the number, it said the same thing. So just be careful um, with family members you trust, okay? Some of y'all are married. Somebody might not be as they appear. Somebody might be trying to get you put out the house or homeless after they get what they want out of you. Okay, you may have family members really just trying to use you for your money, and once they get the money amount of money they need out of you, they're going to try to take the property or take some property or kick you out of some sort of uh, opportunity at a party. Some of y'all may got people planning to disrespect y'all at a party very soon, within a month or so, and some of y'all gonna have to pass on some parties this season, fall and winter, or somebody might end up getting in a fight. This is coming through very strongly, okay? So make sure you trust your intuition. If your intuition is telling you not to attend a certain party, or that a family member is up to something, you should be you should take that seriously. Okay? Um, some of y'all got somebody that really wants y'all stuck. They just wanna leech and feast off of you. They don't really want you to get big success in something. So if you're dealing with people that's not supporting you during the fall and season, you need to cut them off. That came twice in two different ways. Okay, that download today. So some of y'all may be dealing with someone who is not trying to support your your body breakthrough. Maybe you're trying to look better. Maybe you're trying to get more money. They're not trying to support it. They don't want you to get rich the non-traditional way. They want you to be stuck 9 to 5 just like them. Look, some of y'all got family members corrupting other family members because the system got them trapped and brainwashed. I got that synchronicity download twice. Some of y'all got somebody turning family members against you in secret. It's going to be going on strong through the fall and winter. So, I'm just saying, just be careful, y'all. Somebody might try to get even when you go to leave them. If you're looking to move or buy a car, this is a good time to shop around for a new apartment, new place, or for a new car. Um, if you're trying to get a new career, it's a good time as well. But as I said, I got this through the numbers that was shown to me when I was meditating for y'all today and me. And next thing I know, I get on YouTube and this video comes on, and when I play the video, the dude say what I got. He was matching my download, y'all. So I was like, okay, that's a synchronicity. Somebody wants you to lose control, so you get put out on the street. Be careful about fighting with coworkers. Okay? Be careful of telling people what to invest in. Some people might blame it on you when the investment go bad. They're going to blame it on you. So be careful about teaming up with other people and taking managerial positions, because when it doesn't work out, somebody's going to blame you. Okay? Somebody's going to blame you. So you might want to go ahead and look for a job. If you're going to look for a new job, a temp job, or another side little job, you want to make sure that your side job has a skill that you're really good at. So if things go wrong, it's not your fault. You're really good at what you're doing. Okay? All right. So the creator told me to do this video. I want to thank everybody for the donations that was sent over the last 2 months. They were really good donations, and I really appreciate it. Thank you, Onita. I hope I said your name right. Thank you for your donation. Thank you, Love the Most High, Nora, and a lot of other people who've been donating. I think Goddess is blessed. Thank you as well. I'm trying to remember a lot of y'all names. People who donate on a regular. So today you got to give back. All right? And make sure you give back with peace and grace. So find somebody to help today. Find a neighbor. I got that as a download soon as I got up this morning. You know, some of y'all might got neighbors who are really upset. Maybe they lost a family member. Some people could be sad about loved ones who have passed. It could be a woman or a female. It could be a mother figure that's like sad about losing her kid. So, you know, if you know somebody who buried their children, especially if it's a woman, you know, knock on her door, see how she's doing. You know, if someone has buried a spouse or a child, you know, see how you can help them. When people are trying to get rid of stagnant energy and toxicity and things that's not working for them anymore, they start to think about the help that they don't have no more. They start to think about the help that they once had. When people are going into the unknown more, when they're going further in it, they start to think about like, oh, I'm doing this by myself. If only my husband was still here to help me. If only my child was here to help me. People start thinking like that. And that's when you're needed as a divine one. That's when you need to help people get courage and bravery and deal with their pain, you know, peacefully, quietly, and not in a toxic way. So this is a good day to give out scriptures or guidance to someone that have suffered major losses. Maybe they got fired from their job. Maybe they're homeless. Maybe somebody in their family is on their deathbed. Send them a letter or email saying, I'm thinking of you. You're in my prayers. Or give them some guidance. I did check the emails recently, and I see some of y'all have emailed me telling me, giving me confirmation for this download I've been getting. And one thing I want to tell everybody that may be going through a crisis, okay, because this is like crisis time. All right, where it's like all the crises that you didn't know you were going through, they're like being revealed. And then you're like, okay, which ones I need to get rid of immediately. For everyone that's going through that, one way to get through crises is is do things that remind yourself of your value in the world. So if you're taking care of loved ones and you feel like you don't have a life, you don't, that's all you do, you're unappreciated, taking care of these people, you need to do something in the world somewhere where you know you'll feel appreciated. You know you'll feel appreciated if you help out at the homeless shelter, if you help out at the food banks. You know that if you up on YouTube and you're not getting a lot of views, but you're still showing gratitude, you have value. You know, one thing I learned is not to expect family and friends from my childhood to care about me remembering my value. I don't count on them on that for no more. I know that I can always go out in society on this platform and out places and do God's work, and I will still be reminded of my value. I won't be emotionally, mentally codependent on my family and friends. Um, it seems like you always end up that ends up coming to a halt, and you're like, wow, how come it's passive aggressive with them caring about me? Because your family and your friends think you're never going to go anywhere. They think they're always going to be able to get you back. They know how many times, they remember how many times they was able to get you back. They was able to pull you back no matter what they did, how they acted. This is why you have to have an alternate source that reminds you of your worth and value. You have to. You have to, the people in society. See, people in society, a lot of them don't know you since childhood. A lot of them don't know, haven't had been exposed to your power so much for them to be jealous of you. But your family and your friends have. So that's why there's going to be time periods where they're breadcrumbing with their love and attention and affection. You still have to be able to protect your current level, higher level of self-esteem that you reached, which means you still have to have an alternate source to go to remind you of your purpose and why you're important in the world and why there's no one like you and why you deserve to be here. You need an alternate source. This is why it's important to be creative and get really good at it. Really good at a creative gift. At least one creative talent. Get so good at it that you know that if people are rejecting you, ignoring you, depriving you of inclusion, you know that creative gift is always there to remind you that you belong. And no one can take that from you but you. No one can take your creative gift from you but you and God. You and the Creator. Okay? Unless somebody do physical harm to you. Other than that, that's what creative gifts is it's a good time to get a plan and a structure for your creative gifts, because that is going to be how you get through crises. Sometimes you don't have the money and the friends and the other and some things to get through a crisis. All you got is your inner power, and all you got sometimes is your gifts within. And if you can turn to them first, then you'll become less fearful of going to outside resources to help you get through a crisis. When I was so brave that I was willing to go to food banks, I was willing to go to this place, that place, this place to get through a crisis, I was in my most creative energy, my most public energy. I was going dancing and karaoke and art clubs and poetry workshops and vacations and trips to express my talents. I was showing my talent. Even if everybody didn't like it, but some people did. I knew that I was good enough at what I was doing where I knew someone would recognize I belong here. And when I was in that energy, and I'm in that energy right now and again, when I got in that energy again, it threw me into I'm the boss of me type of energy. That's when I took the power back in all areas of my life. Recently, I did in my diet. Recently, I did with how people use my time, how people use my time when they're in my presence. Recently, I did with how I use my own time, like my schedule. I took the power back with that. When I give money, when I don't give money, I took the power back with that. When I be creative, when I don't, I took the power back with that. I be creative when I'm going to be creative, and everybody got to wait or they could go. The point that I'm making is I couldn't get in that energy until I had to take a leap of faith and say, the support that I can get and love I can get don't have to be from here. It don't have to be from here. I could go up the street and get it. I can go to TikTok. I can go to Instagram. I can meet new people. I can do creative gifts. God has given us endless ways to get back a little happy again. But that video that I'm going to talk about in a minute, briefly, is the first step. And he's right. Rumi says go through the pain. That's the way through, is through the pain. That's kind of coded, but I'm going to get deeper into that. What he means is to allow the pain lead you to the light. Okay? Don't be so quick to get rid of pain. Let me tell you, pain is a powerful motivator. Pain is a powerful motivator. When you just let yourself, allow yourself to feel the pain, so you realize how serious it is, how urgent, you doing something about it peacefully when you can, how important that is. To put that pain into something that will bring you light. You have to practice using pain as a way to get through stuff. I do it all the time. Recently I felt like I was really used by family members. Because over the last couple weeks, after I gave them money and what they needed, they want to fall back and be all distant after using me. Now, at first I was running from the pain. I ain't gonna lie, I was, like the guy said in the video, McDonald said in the video, I was gymming it up. I was gymming it up. I was working it out. I was going harder. But that was me running from the pain because I was not actually facing it. But when you put your pain in art, and when you share your pain in a story on YouTube, in YouTube videos, you are facing it. You are facing it. If I sit down and write about what my family did to me a month ago, I'm facing it. If I sit and say, pain, go ahead. Do what you need to do to get me to the next level of my power. I'm facing it. If I get on YouTube and I share it in a story, I'm facing it. But running the drugs and alcohol and running around, that's not facing it. That's not facing it. And here's the thing. Soon as you're done with all that, the pain gonna say hello. It's gonna come right on back. It's going to remind you that it's still just as strong as it was the last time before you ran from it. Your pain, your pain is a part of you mastering, you getting your abundance. It's a part of you also learning where your weaknesses are. You know, half the time we don't even know our weaknesses until we have gone through some pain. We say, okay, I didn't know I was weak here. But at least you know. At least you know now where you're weak at. Someone caused you financial pain. Now you know that you are a financial people pleaser. That the whole time it was there. It just someone had to trigger it and put you in and make you act upon it. But it was always there inside you. Now you know. But now you can do something about it. See what I'm saying? All right. Now you could do something about it. But do it peacefully and do it gracefully. And you don't have to get rid of the pain all at once. You know, getting restitution or redemption or for your pain, that takes time. It's a process. You know, by the time you get there, you might have written 15 books. But enjoy the journey of dealing with the pain. You know, I wouldn't have wrote all the great poems that I wrote and prose pieces, and I wouldn't be writing so good. I'm a great writer. I mean, there's people who host workshops online. They email me and say, you're a great writer. You were wonderful in my workshop today. But I would not have got there if I didn't have something that was haunting me, that was hurting me a little bit, that was disturbing my peace. So what I do, I say, well, there's always pain for me to prove how powerful I am. Look what I've gone through, and I'm still here. And I'm willing to talk about it, and I'm willing to write about it, and I'm willing to perform it and show it and tell everybody about it. You see how powerful I am in spite of this pain? See, that's the kind of mindset that you need to have, okay? So I'm going to give something else. But one thing that I love to do, whenever I feel like someone's pushing my pain, someone's trying to put me in pain in any kind of way, I literally will just sit there. I will go, and I've been doing what that guy said, but I'm telling y'all, it actually works. Don't get up right when it overwhelms you. Let it come right through you until you get sick of it. Until you're so sick of it that you're like, I'm going to go and write a poem about this. I'm going to go sing a song about this. I'm going to go do a YouTube video about this because I'm sick of this damn pain. When you're running from it, you don't get sick of it. You're not, because you're not letting it, you're not feeling the optimum impact of it. See, when you feel the optimum impact of pain, that's when the massive, abundant ideas can come through. That's when the true power of you starts to awaken in you. That's when you really start to feel like, okay, I'm ready to be in charge of what I feel. And when I don't feel it, I'm ready to have some kind of control over that sometime. Okay? Oh, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. See, you know, sometimes it's better to not do nothing when you're in pain. Sometimes you got to let it pass right through. And then whatever it released, because pain do release, okay? Whatever it released in you spiritually, intuitively you will begin to know what that is. What has released from some dark place in your consciousness so that you will know it's there. And then when it comes, you say, wow, I just got this wonderful idea. But you don't know the reason why you did is because you let the pain go all the way through you, all the way through your feet. You let it go up and you let it go back down. And if it wanted to go back up, you say, it's going to keep going. It's going to keep going until you're like, Y'all, there is never a moment that I don't suffer tremendously. I suffer so mother bad at some point when I'm writing. If the suffering be so strong, y'all, I'll be like, I don't know how I'm gonna make it through this writing. But I know that I gotta keep going. Cause I know something real good coming. Something juicy gonna come out on the page. But at some point I'll be like the other day when I was writing on the prompt, what happens when you're locked out your car? Thank you very much for the $10 donation, Miss Ami. Thank you very much. The prompt was, what happened when you got locked out your car? I think this is a wonderful prompt. This could be a prompt for y'all. Let's say you're locked out of your car and it's the middle of a blizzard or it's blazing heat. What happens? Okay? And what did happen before you were locked out your car? That's a good writing prompt, y'all. I'm telling you, people was putting their foot in that prompt this week in the workshop. But you see how that put me in pain. Like, I'm locked out of my car. Nobody wants to be locked out of their car in the blazing heat. Like, nobody. Nobody wants to be locked out their car when there's a full-fledged blizzard going on. So it threw me into this anxiety of pain, like, oh my goodness, I got to get my way out of this. But even while I was writing the poem, at some point, I got even more into pain. It was like, okay, at some point in my poem, it was like, I only had one way to deal with the pain, and then I was like, I need to find another way to deal with the pain of being locked out my car and in the blazing heat. There has to be something else I could do. And then the anxiety hit me strong, but I let it go through me. And I just focused on, I stepped back and I looked at the scene in my mind. And I was able to see, maybe I left my keys at the park. Maybe I go there. Maybe I go there. Maybe I go there and do this. Maybe, maybe I can deal with it this way. And then in the end, the end of the first draft of my poem, I sat on a bench and I told a joke about it. That made me see who I am, how I like to deal with pain. That for me, humor gets me through. Humor, even when I'm writing about suffering and pain, and I get in pain in the writing process, I was still there. How I deal with it was still there in the actual poem. Okay, this is why it's important to journal, because you get to see yourself. You get to see how you deal with pain and suffering and being stuck and trapped. It's hard for you to see it when you're in the throes of it. But when you journal, you get to sit back. Okay, first of all, you're sitting for a little bit before you're journaling. So that's good. You're sitting in the pain. And then at some point when you're writing, you stop, you sit in the pain some more. You write a little bit more, you stop, you sit in the pain some more. This is how the real good meat comes, when you're writing and you're trying to push through the pain, even if you're doing it artistically. Knowing when to stop and say, come on through pain. Come on, anxiety. Go ahead, take me. I'm yours. Take me where you want to take me, because you're going to take me somewhere. Mentally, you're going to take me somewhere. And you're never going to take me to the wrong place mentally, because the brain is always going to let you take it somewhere that will save me. So I know you're going to take me somewhere, Okay? I just gotta trust in the feeling of you. And if I feel like this moment of pain, of absolute silence, stuck, I'm blocked, nothing coming through, that type of pain, if I feel like I gotta sit there and I feel like a part of me is dying, then maybe that part was supposed to die. The part of being egotistical, of thinking I know when I'm going to get through the pain, thinking I know exactly how I'm going to get through it, maybe that part needs to die. So maybe that's why I need to just sit there, shut up, put my pen down, sit there, and let my mind wander. Let the pain take my mind where it wants to take me, because it's going to take me where I need to be for this pain. It's going to. When I was doing the writing prompt, and I hit a point where after I dealt with, like, I said, oh, I looked in the leaves for my keys. And then I said, why would I do that? And so I was doing a TikTok dance. So my mind, when I got stuck there, it said, whew, anxiety, pain, whew, anxiety, pain. And after about 3 flows of it, I felt it. My brain took me to the leaves where I was TikTok dancing. So then I said, okay. So my brain is saying, don't you remember that when you dance and you do TikTok, that you express the pain, that the pain you release. This is how you release the pain. You release it through dancing. Otherwise, I wouldn't have took you there when you were in that pain. I'm explaining to y'all how it works spiritually and creatively. This is why your creative gifts is the most precious gifts that you have. You will always be able to do them. You could be locked down in a hole. Let me give you an example. There was a guy online in a group I was in, and he said he was suffering because he was creatively blocked and it was painful because he couldn't write. And he said he just feels like he's down in the dark somewhere, just suffering. I said, write about what you see and experience down in the dark hole. I said, close your eyes. And what would you like to see? What do you need to see if you're down in the dark hole? What movie would you watch? What memory? And he said, oh, this is good. I got it. So then he started writing again. But the fact that he was just complaining about the pain, and he wasn't allowing himself to just sit in the dark and see what comes in the dark of the pain. That's why he couldn't write. So one thing I like to do is when I feel like, the pain is too strong to the point where I can't even take the light. I can't even take sunlight. I've had pain that bad before, where it was like just any light in a room made it worse. I realized that sometimes light can keep the darkness that need to come in me, that needs to awaken. Sometimes light does get in the way of that. So what I like to do is I like to sit in a shadowed room and I just lay there in the pain. Sometimes I will do that for hours. I just did it 3 days ago. I just said, and it was a couple hours of it, y'all. And then I felt my stomach get lighter. I felt the pain in my body like less. And then I said, well, not only am I feeling the pain go away, but I'm also getting sick and tired of whatever pain is left. Now I don't even want any pain left. But I know that I got to go beyond the sitting for that part to happen. So that's when I jumped up and I said, okay, there's another part of me that has to show up in order for the echo of this pain to get a little bit less impacting on me, a little bit further from me. My awareness of it, at least, because it's only there if you're aware of it. I mean, really, to be honest, there's a lot of people walking around in pain, but they're happy. It's just they don't know they're in pain. That's a whole other video topic, but I said there's something else I got to do. And I closed my eyes in the shadow of my living room, and I started to remember when I used to love to go on hikes and long walks in the sun, how I loved laying in the sun. And then I remember going to the beach and laying in the sun. And then I remember dancing in the sun. I remember uh, doing sprints in the sun. I remember how I love my body. I love my body to heat up from the floor up. I love fireplaces and fire. And then I realized that my pain, it gets strong from cold. I don't like the cold. I don't like cold people. Some people like cold people because they cold together. But for me, me being in the cool instead of the cold shadows, that wasn't enough. I still needed fire. I still needed fire. For me, fire is doing this. Influencer, being an entrepreneur, long walks, hikes, dancing, singing, publishing, journaling. That's all fire. Without it, the pain is too strong. I panic and I want to run from it. Then I want to run from it. Then I want to give excuses. I want to live in denial. But when I get into the other part of me that people keep withholding from me, that's when I'm not afraid to face the pain. That's when I can say, okay, I woke up and the pain I got, it feels like radiating cold in my body, radiating ice breaking through my body. I'm cool with that because I know how to get the fire that I need because I like fire. I'm bold. I could be bossy. I could be blunt. And yeah, sometimes I like to be a little biatchy because it's fun to be a little biatchy. For me. But once when I deny that side, that fiery side, the pain, it never passes through me. I never get through the pain. So what I'm saying is find the power that you need. You need a certain amount of a certain power to get through the pain. It's not always something you do. Sometimes it's just energy. Sometimes it's just the energy. And if you deny that, then whatever pain that's been put in your body, it thrives. And you're doing things that you don't need to do for it to get through you. If you wanted to get through you so that it can unlock, it wants it through you and unlocks the abundance that you're supposed to have, you have got to find the power that will get it through you. Okay? All right. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. So, if you're not sure of why the pain just won't go get through you, why you're like sitting in pain, and you're just not going through, I highly recommend that you go research in your home and find out what you have abundant in your home. Whatever things that you're buying a lot of, there's a reason why you're buying a lot of it. Like for me, I found that I can never go without dragon's blood. I can never go without tropical candles. I could never understand it until recently when I started to understand Rumi's quote about the pain, the salvation is through the pain. And then I realized, okay, for me, it's like I have to have sun. Some people don't really need sun. It's sad. Some people can thrive perfectly all day without any sun. They can do that. You know, there's people that was up all night thriving, like Charles Bukowski, never out in the sun. But that's not for everybody. That's not how everybody can get through their pain. You have to find your own signature way, and you got to be unapologetic about it. One thing I found out is when you're trying to get free and healing through the pain, you're going to end up leaving a lot of people behind. Because some people, they like you stuck in the pain and not going through. They liked you that way. They felt like you're compatible being that way. But when you get through the pain, you start to reach other levels of enlightenment, ascension, and power levels. And then these people in your life, you be like, we don't fit no more. They're not for me anymore. They're still, they're not willing to sit and let the pain tell them what they need. They just want to go and run and drugs, alcohol, do all this stuff all the time. You're going to say they're not for you no more. And that's okay. You're not being a bad person. It's just that you've learned it. You've learned to trust that the pain is sometimes God operating on you. So you're willing to let it be and see where it takes you. They're just afraid, and they're afraid, and there's nothing you could do about it. They have to be willing to take that leap. Okay? They have to be willing to take that leap and say, I'm gonna trust that this is God operating on me. I'm gonna just trust it. People are so afraid that they will die instantly. That's why they run from every little bit of pain. People are so afraid that oh, just a little bit of pain. Oh, I'm gonna die. Oh no. And then you know what? I be wanting to ask them, like, why are you afraid to die? How much have you done in this world that would make you afraid to die? That's deep though, right? That's deep. That's like gobsmacking somebody's face. Like, if you're afraid to die, you must be really bringing a lot to this world, or you must know you got a lot to bring to this world, and that it's going to be a heavy loss, and that people are going to be really stuck. Somebody going to be really, really stuck without you. If then that's when you should be afraid to die, because you know other people might be brought down to their knees if you die. But some people feel that way all because they don't know their own soul. And that's why they will not take that leap and let the pain go through them. They don't know their own soul. They don't know the truth of what their soul might get. They're afraid of what payback their soul may get. That's why they won't take the truth to take the leap and risk this imaginary risk that they might instantly die if they let the pain go through them. When people were asking me, how did I keep doing dry fast? 2-3 days, 2-3 days, 7-day, 10-day water fast, 2-3 days. I told them, I just let the pain be. There was times I felt a little bit of pain here, a little bit of pain there. I was in there freezing, felt like I was stranded in Antarctica, going to freeze to death. But I went through the pain. This times my mouth got so dry, I thought it was just going to crumble into crumbled pieces of cardboard. But I just said, I'm going to get through this. This is why it's important to fast, y'all. You're training yourself to deal with other pain that is nowhere near as hard as doing dry fast and water fast over and over again, back to back. At some point when you do dry fast 3-4 days in it, you literally think you're like, I guess I'm gonna dry up to death. But then if you have faith, you say, it's only the third day. I don't know too many people that drop dead. Too many grown folks obese dropping dead from 3-day 3-day dry fast. It's only the third day. I have plenty of time. I can stop this and do it again and be cool. The point that I'm making is you ain't getting nothing without risk. You want the salvation and the ideas and the breakthrough through the pain? Well, getting through the pain is a risk. If that's how you see it, where you might respond to the pain too much and hurt yourself more, that's a risk. But you ain't getting nothing without a risk. You're not getting nothing. You'll still be stuck in the pain and stuck with the pain at the same levels, doing nothing, nothing of it, nothing transmuted, nothing produced. You want to at least be able to say you tried. I tried to see what can become of me if I let the pain go through me. If I just let it go ahead and do. If I let it pull me through all the emotional waves, sad, angry, shouting, fed up, ready to break something, maybe ready to break a wall, ready to holler out in the street, go through it all. Let it all wade through you. I did it when my mother died. That pain was so severe. I kept trying to run from it. I was going I was going to the bar, drinking with a friend, and all this other stuff. So one day I said, I'm just going to go ahead and sit here and deal with this. And it was all hell, y'all. I was screaming in here. I was screaming out in the street. I was cussing out God. I was raising all kind of hell. Y'all, it was breaking down, crying. I told my sister, I said, let it go through you. Just let it go. I said, you can't sit here with all this drinking. I was like, sister, let it go through you. I literally told myself, I said, just let it be. And my little sister, I watched it go through her, and she was out on the ground like this. She literally fell back on the wall and slid down to the ground and was on ground and was barely conscious. And I was like, it's okay, I'm here. And then when she finally came to, it was like a while later, she was like, I don't want nothing to drink, I'm okay. She was like, I'm not gonna drink no more wine. I was like, you gotta let it go through you, sister. You cannot run to that alcohol. She had a table full of 4 or 5 bottles of liquor. She's going to go through each one of them bottles. If I hadn't showed up, I don't know. She might have had alcohol poisoning. But I happened to come in the nick of time. And so I'm telling y'all this. Because it's not easy letting the pain go through. It's not. You need to know where it is festering the most at. Because you need to know also what damage it's doing to you. So that's why you have to let it go through. Like for me, I was letting the pain go through the other day. And then I couldn't pinpoint where the pain was at because I was running from it. But then when I laid in my living room the other day and I just let it go through, I was like, you know what? It's like, I don't know if my asthma's acting up, but it's something to do. I said, it's something to do maybe with my lungs or something. I said, I think I got a respiratory infection, or there's something, some people got to stop smoking around me or something. And then I kind of put all the puzzle pieces together. And then that's when I realized what it was this community that I live in, it has a whole lot of pollution out there, y'all. And it's starting to affect my oxygen. Starting to affect me. But and then when I'm trying to communicate with people, family members, it's also using up air. So what that's making me have to do is I got to cut back on a lot of the talking offline as well, since the air is so polluted where I live at. It's triggering my asthma. It's triggering respiratory infections in me. But my point is, I've been trying to figure out what the hell this random pain, what's going on or whatever. But it took for me to just sit in it. And then when you sit in that pain, you will start to think about what you did before that pain came on, and what things are like when you jump up out of that pain. You'll start to put the puzzle pieces together. So for me, I realized, I said, you know what? I have a family member that wants to keep the same problems going. And then I notice it triggers my asthma. You know, they shut the windows, they don't open the doors. I sit in that room, and then when I go outside, I can't take the pollution. I started putting it together. And then when I sat in the pain of having a hard time losing the 20 pounds I put back on during my second grieving period, I sat in that pain, and then I realized what it was. It came to me. I started traveling. See, your mind will travel. You sit long enough, the mind will travel. My mind started traveling through my days. And I started realizing, I said, you know what? It's my breakfast and my dinner meal. Because I remembered when I wasn't in this pain of struggling to lose 20 pounds. I wasn't eating that dinner and I wasn't eating breakfast that way. So what I did was I said, reset. When I woke up this morning, I put the food out the way it was when I wasn't overweight. I put it out the way it was when I didn't have a bottom belly. Okay? I made my food exactly how I made it back in college. My breakfast. All of a sudden, no cravings, no hunger. No weird fatigue. No, none of that. Gone. Even gut health, no groggy stomach, no gassiness, no running to the bathroom, none of that. Gone. I would not have found out that my breakfast was contributing to my rubber stomach hanging on if I wouldn't have just sat with the tight, if I wouldn't have just sat thinking about my stomach in the pain of knowing that my stomach has this rubber tire and thinking about when it was a time, asking questions, when did I did not. See, there's a wonderful thing that's about sitting in the pain. You ask yourself questions. When, where, how, this didn't go on. This did not go on. Can I remember when this actually started? What was I doing before that never brought this on? That's how your mind could work when you're sitting there. If you're tired of just sitting there and letting the pain go through, just write when, where, how, what, and who. Answer those questions. Exactly. Breadcrumb. That's another thing. You cannot let the pain go through you if you're releasing so much energy. One thing I found out is releasing a lot of energy, being a people pleaser, and not because you have to breadcrumb sometime. You have to. Breadcrumbing allows people to not be codependent on you. You're not codependent on them. You also test people to see if they respect the fact that you do need sometime a lot of your energy to yourself. That you need to invest a lot of your energy to yourself sometime. People should be comfortable with that. I recently got in an argument with somebody who was not comfortable with that. I told them I need a break. I need a break from looking after family. I told them that. I said, I need a break of investing into family affairs and family situations. I need a couple months with no responsibility for the family, with the family. They're like, no, what are you talking about? They're like, what are you talking about? No, I'm gonna help you. I said, it's not that I don't want your help. It's that I need to not be exposed to everybody's stuff right now. I need to just see myself. I need to just be just me, like all me. Like I told my family this, and they thought I was like being self-absorbed or whatever, and I was like, see, this is what I'm talking about. See, and you're going to lose people when you sit through the pain, because sitting through the pain requires you to breadcrumb your energy. I'm glad you said it. That's a package. Right when somebody wants your energy, you're like, because I'm going to tell you, most people want your energy when you need to be sitting through the pain. You get up in the first 3 hours a day, you need to sit through your pain. You got people calling, you got family members want to be ignorant, want to play deaf and dumb. The narcissist will be passive aggressive, blow hot and cold. You're like, look, I'm only dealing with what I need to deal with. because I have to deal with some pain, and yet you're still toxic. Because people don't like for you to decide how much energy they're going to get from you. A lot of people in your family and friends do not like that. They want to be the boss of that. That's the first thing. In order to get through the pain, let it get through you, you have to be willing to say, I don't want to see none of y'all for a couple days. And I'm telling you right now, people are going to feel some type of way. Oh well. If they really care about you, they would say, you know what, if you need me, call me and come on towards me. I'm sure in a couple days or a week or so, you'll holler at me and you'll talk to me about how I can help you from there. That's the kind of person you should have in your life. If somebody need a 2-day break, if you need a 2-day break from anybody, they shouldn't be complaining about it. They should not. I have family members, they want you to go on break only when they go on break. But when you want to go on break, they don't want you to go on break. You say, I don't want to do you for the next few days. They say, that's messed up. But as soon as they say, well, I'm trying to kick it with my friends the next 2 days, I'm trying to, go here, they want you to be just as cool and peaceful about it. Like, okay, go ahead. And I do every time. But I had to put my foot down this past week and tell them, y'all going to stop acting entitled to my energy and time anytime y'all want it as well. I don't act like that with y'all. Don't act like that with me. I don't ask to see y'all every day. I shouldn't have to see y'all every day. Y'all don't want to see me. Y'all want to see me every day, 4 or 5 days a week. So how come I got to see y'all anytime? I had to tell my family that recently, y'all. I had to, and one of the people I had to tell that to was my daughter. I said, stop coming through here thinking that I'm available anytime you come through. You coming unannounced, you're not calling, you waking me up. I said, you disrespected me. I literally had to come at my daughter. I said, but then as soon as you want to be with your man and friends for 2-3 days, you can't even answer my text and say, I'm okay, Mom. But then as soon as you want to be in my energy and be in my wallet, when you want to have your damn pretty little fingers in my wallet, I'm supposed to be available. I said, you won't stop playing games with my energy. I told my daughter that. Okay? I'm not here only when you want your fingers in my wallet and only when you want to shop at my house because you know I keep good food here. You're not going to come here and treat this like Walmart in my wallet like a free bank. I said, and then be gone like the wind. I told her, I said, as soon as I want lunch break with you, 1 day, 2 days a month, you somehow, you need your peace. You going through a lot. No, I was going through a lot when you woke me up 1 a.m. in the morning, daughter. I had to tell my daughter that. I'm so sick and tired of people thinking that they could just come up and get my energy. Y'all, it's just crazy, y'all. It's crazy. It's at some point I ghosted my family for like a whole year over that. I stopped being home. I just stopped being home. I was leaving out 7 a.m. in the morning and not coming back till bedtime because I got tired of everybody acting entitled to my energy. I was hopping in my car, sitting at parks, going to the library, going to have me a little drink somewhere. I was staying out all day. I would go to work at Walmart a couple days a week. The other days gone all day long till they would sleep. Because it was like I couldn't read, I couldn't pray. It was always something. It was always a lot of noise, a lot of music blasting, people coming and going. It was real toxic, y'all.